Okay, so
Yeah.
on top we have Nim. Just to recap, she's a ranger drow. She currently has the rot. No one told her to cover her mouth yet. She's super weak. I didn't actually tell anybody what mechanics are affected by the rot, but we're gonna go ahead and say disadvantage on just about anything like strength, anything dexterity, and her constitution's gonna be something like a 6 or a 5.
Great.
And that's all you can perceive to be wrong with her right at this moment in time, other than being visibly sick and contagious and coughing.
And being Nim.
Yeah, which is somewhat of a handicap in and of itself. And then we have Cedric to her left, to our right. He is I'm trying to get this right now, a human druid. Is that correct?
But yeah,
Yes.
it is I, a human druid.
Beneath him and beneath the dead body, we have Caldrim. That's all you know of him so far. You guys have been flying by the pants of your seat, as Lorian likes to say. So,
By the pants of our seat, yes.
or by the pants of your whatever.
Seat of your pants.
The seat of your pants. There you go.
I
Sorry.
like pants of your seat.
I've got like 20 backstories going through my head right
I'm
now.
writing that.
Like,
I'm writing that down so I never forget it.
I've got like 20 backstories and 0 accents later, which I will have to create. So yeah, he's all kind of beaten up a bit just from the ordeal. To his right, to our left, we have Lorian. Now, Lorian, this is something we haven't talked about out of character, but as I discussed with you, I think this will be fine to discuss out of character. So, gender was always somewhat ambiguous with this character, and it might have been confusing for some of you guys, but that's because his and her gender change based on certain factors. What gender were you last session, Lorian?
I just changed back to male, if I recall correctly. You told me.
Yeah. So.
Because I was close to the. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't need an intelligence roll on this one, but you are now starting to figure out that anytime you're within proximity of some of the larger crystals, your gender is actually changing, which indicates that you might have some sensitivity to those otherworldly crystals. Then to your right, to our left, is Sandro, human monk, and he's got quite interesting kind of backstories and things that might be revealed as well. To his left, to our right, we have, all you know of her is Beatrice. She seems to be somewhat quiet, keeps to herself, and has made a few statements about things that would or wouldn't happen. So far, she appears to be somewhat accurate in those statements. I don't expect you all to remember all this, is why we're doing a recap. Then we have, let me see here, I'm pulling up a tab here. Where's my tab? Here we go. Okay. Then we have Callista Mayhem. She is a tiefling, and she has been taken under the wing of Archimus, also tiefling bard. We don't know too much about this girl. She seems to be quite sweet and, you know, kind of just looking for guidance and doesn't really belong in the heart of combat. She seems a bit innocent. And then to Archimus's left, our right, we have Falminar, half-elf fighter, hired bodyguard of Lorian. So you said Lorian is now a male, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Beneath all those characters, we have... Oh man, so many characters. We have Curtis Steelback, the Dwarven Mountaineer, who's an expert of not only mountaineering, but specifically the Northern Dwalin Mountains, or actually the entire Dwalin Mountain range, who was revealed earlier to have been a slave himself. And he now has at his mercy Captain Rianth, who is a slaver. And so he has him tied, not currently gagged, but tied, and seems to be following the orders of Curtis Steelback. Quick recap. We'll do a quick recap of the last session, because I know some of you guys haven't been here for that. So the rescued captives were fed and hydrated with the adventurer's supplies. There were Beatrice Morton, female human magic user, Greba Morris, female half-orc commoner, Caldrum Silvaranth, male half-elf of unknown profession, and Callista Mayhem, young tiefling girl. The mountaineer Kurdu detained Captain Rianth and shuffled him along with the group. Sandro discovered a mysterious map with notation in giant language, bringing him one step closer to his personal quest. A fire on the deck of the abandoned ship cast a billowing smoke high above the coastline. The sound of orc war horns warned the adventurers of another wave of orc raiders. They fought their way into the cultist outpost through a series of mechanized metal doors. In the aftermath of the first orc raid, Greba was shot through the back by an arrow and was slain in the fray. Lorien and Cedric used their magic to bypass the doors and bring the others to safety. Archimus took the young tiefling girl under his wing in protection during the escape. Lorien interrogated Captain Rianth and learned that the plague did not originate from the cultists of that which lurks, but from some other source. Pursued by countless orcs, the adventurers rescued Nim, who they have not seen since her capture in Port Firth. They found her bound, diseased, beaten, and entranced by otherworldly crystals, which held unknown powers. She received information from an otherworldly being with tentacles and eyes. She saw visions of another drow woman being carried by giant spiders, which was the infatuation of the creature. Scenes of predators hunting their prey from her realm and others, but always gibbering, cacophonous laughter. Nim was sobered back to reality by her friends, then, as if commanded by another, Nim extracted a piece of the otherworldly crystal to take with her. The adventurers remain in the depths of the dungeon. They hear the orc war party hammering the door with their battering ram. So, the door right behind Sandro is... no, 2 doors behind Sandro is where they're currently banging on the doors.
Shit.
And then,
And
were we able to close this gate here?
Yeah, we closed that.
That one is closed. And you also hear somewhere between those 2 doors some other creatures banging on the doors. Not sure if there's some hidden panel or something, but there's some other loud beast that was knocking there before you even came in. It doesn't sound like orcs. So
Brad
you
says
guys...
he'll be right back.
Sounds good. So you guys just made it into this dungeon here. Actually, there's something I'm supposed to share with you guys. This image I forgot to share with you last time. This is a little bit of what the dungeon looks like.
Ooh,
Nice.
Parts of it. Yeah.
Really?
Enjoy.
Very gruesome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
So,
gruesome.
A few other things to take note of. You know, you deem these to be initiates that you came into contact with. You notice that there were burns on either of their hands, but not both. And their robes tend to be like a deep, deep purplish hue. Blacks and purples seem to be something they tend to wear. But yeah, this is where you guys are. There's the orcs battering on that door. I guess we can all kind of just warm up and get into place and see what we want to do.
Alright, I think we should head down the stairs right away.
I think if Nim here is ill, she needs to have something covering her mouth.
Yeah,
Agreed.
she has a whole rot thing.
So
I did what I could, which was not a lot, but I tried.
and she's kind of coughing to herself and kind of nodding. She doesn't really say anything, but she seems to be nodding at what Lorien said.
I do have a couple sets of furs.
Alright, well, she starts to use part of her cape to cover her mouth in the meantime, until you distribute what you have.
I'm gonna give her one of the sets of fur clothes, basically to be like, hey, hold this, like, it's like leather and fur, right? So just hold it over her mouth, or ask her to hold it. I don't know if it would work too well, but it's something.
Alright, I'm gonna write that into your inventory.
Okay.
There's like dead cultists lying around with those pretty purple and black robes, right?
That's right. They're almost like overcoats that go over whatever garb they're wearing. So they're pretty fitting for just about anybody, in other words. Nim is now wearing the furs.
Alright. Well, I think I'll grab one of those coats and toss it on just in case. Might if there are more of these cultists, maybe it'll buy us a moment.
So you do see 2 of them, one on each body. So if you claim one of those, you can put that on your inventory.
Alright.
Just call it deep purple overcoat.
Where's my little... I should really open my
A deep
character sheet.
deep purple cloak, actually.
Okay, Well, we don't really have much time to discuss. I think we should head down these stairs and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
All
So
right.
the five jail cells appear to be empty. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ev.
Didn't that guy say the only way out was through that crystal? I mean, he could have been lying. He did try to murder us all, but
I just watched the drow break off a chunk of it and nothing happened, so I don't think that's going to be anything that we can do.
all right. Up the stairs we go then. The jail cells you said sounded looked all empty. DM.
Okay.
No.
The jail cells look empty, correct. Down the hallway is already seen 3 doors, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, and then the stairs with a lever there.
Are there any like burnt out torches anywhere like close at hand? Anything
They,
like charcoaly?
Charcoaly.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you like to make an investigation? In the area that you're in now?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Just really quick. All right. Sorry. I gotta open up my investigation.
Okay, 22. I had to switch tabs. So over by this spot here,
Mm-hmm.
that torch is like almost out, and it's got a lot of like tweed, whatever they call it, like it's wood. So, but you don't have like actual embers or coal anywhere in sight. Just a torch that's burning out. The others seem to be lit just fine. This place is well lit with torches.
All right. I kind of grab that in the hand that's I grab that torch, that
Okay.
almost burnt out torch, and sort of like swish it around as we're walking to try to get it to go out completely and cool off a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at first it actually ignites the flame even more because, as you know, oxygen increases flame. But as you do it, it does burn through. It does burn through itself a little quicker that way. So you are, in effect, burning it out over time.
Yeah. I kind of smash it against the tip against the wall a little bit, just like putting out a cigarette a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That actually does the trick. And now it's smoldering.
All right. But now there's ash on the wall, right?
Yes.
I smear that ash on one of my hands.
I smear
that ash on my hand. I smear
Oh,
that
God.
ash on one of my hands.
Okay. You do so successfully.
Okay.
What are you doing over there?
Well, burned hands. I'm hoping I can pass. If we run
Oh.
into more of those assholes.
Alright, well, good luck on that.
Well, yeah. You never know. Could
Don't
give
be-
you just enough time to punch somebody until their head falls off, or, you know.
I think that's what my axe is for.
Hey, Falmanar, you want to come check out this lever over here with me?
Sure.
Alright. I've been pulling all kinds of stuff. You want to give her a pull? See what happens?
Absolutely.
Alright.
I'm gonna come with.
Guess we're all going over there.
I'll stand over here, and then...
I wish I knew which lever let those beasts out, because there's a whole bunch of levers on the wall here. I'd rather
say
not-
it's best not to play with it.
Yeah, I'd rather not bring lava down at our heads or something.
Alright. Falmanar, on your pull.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it.
That's right. Oh god!
It opens up the 4 rooms actually that had doors to them.
Oh, I didn't realize there was rooms there. Oh, fuck. Okay, divide and conquer. Everybody take one room and look.
Alright, I'm gonna.
We
look
don't
in
have
here.
time. We have to move.
I'm gonna take
Okay, so
the,
first show me where everyone goes, and then we'll see what's up.
I'm in the room with the. What is that? A dead body?
yeah, it's
Yes.
a dead body.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna head into this room right here.
perceptive boy. Let's do this.
I'm gonna search the room for anything useful.
Nim is sort
so
of
you-
walking slowly behind, and the others are in the main hallway. Kuryu has the captain up against the wall, so he doesn't try anything. Okay, so we'll start with Lorien. Lorien, do an investigation, please.
Mhm. Bam.
Ooh, spicy.
Mhm.
Okay, so it appears to be a half-elf who looks very sickly, who's dead. He looks like he was suffering from the rot and potentially from torture, or you're not really sure. But he definitely looks similar to someone who is suffering from the rot. On the shelves there, you find many, many items, so you might want to get ready to write some of this down or type some of this up. You see mostly jars, bottles, and trays with all kinds of horticulture, all kinds of plant-based products and samples. I can go through each of these, and then based on your understanding of either medicine or nature, survival, whatever the role is, you'll understand what some of these can or can't do. So you find 2 orticusps.
Oh, 2 orticusps?
Orticusp, yes, that's Orticusp. It appears to be a type of flower that you've never seen before.
Okay.
Next, you find 5 silverwood bark, 2 witchweed. Now, witchweed you have heard of before. As a mage, you know that this is a tricky little thing here. It can be made into a paste and rolled into sticks, and when lit, they make 5 or 10-foot clouds of light smoke that last for quite a while. So they're used to produce smoke. That one you know already. Then you find 6 old man's friend. That's what that's called. It's a type of kind of like fuzzy herb. You don't really know what it does. You find 1 gin blossom. That's D-J-I-N, blossom. It's a type of fern that you've never seen before.
Oh.
You find 3 ember berries. You find 1 bane, which is grounded herb, but you don't know what it does. You find 1 potion, which you'll have to make an arcane roll on to try to identify. You can do that now.
Okay.
I find all kinds of stuff over there. Goddamn, I just got books.
I wish I would over there. I'm a freaking nature boy in here.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys can
same.
talk about it. 23.
Jesus.
So you realize that that's a potion of speak with plants.
Speak with
But
plants. Okay.
I will just put it out here out of character that that's not to say that these samples are a good thing to use it on. These you would know with your arcana that this sort of potion, this sort of spell wouldn't work on like dried up like samples. It's more like plants that are living out in the wild. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And last but not least, you find 4 empty vials, 1 mortar and pestle, and 2 empty flasks. None of them are significantly heavy in any way. They're all fairly light.
All right, I stuffed
Okay.
all.
And that's all you can find there. You also see some strange, like, pointy plant growth behind that torture bed there. You don't know what that's about. Next, we'll go over to Falminar. Let's see. Interesting. Let's see, am I in the right room here? I'm looking at my notes.
It's like a whole lot of torture.
Yeah, so you find a paper with the door lever instructions on it.
Oh,
And there's about 9 different levers, and it explains what each lever does. That was in last session up near those crystals. Those crystals up there by the jail cells. There's a lever system that has control over almost all the mechanical doors in this entire complex.
okay.
But you know that some of those doors are preventing an entire triple orc war party from coming and killing you. So, yeah, just you know that you have the paperwork for that now. You find a jar. Actually, you find 3 jars with raw harpy meat and feathers. You deem this to be invaluable, but nevertheless, you find that. You find a medium-sized shovel, and you find a unique-looking spear. Roll an intelligence check on it. It's not magical.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Give Sandra the shovel, just Kensei way the shovel.
There we go.
Okay. Also, roll an intelligence for me as well. I mean, history. Sorry, history.
History. Boom. There we go.
Okay. Your intelligence score doesn't make it, but your history score does, and each would give different information. You don't know what this is in particular, but you know that it's some kind of orc tribal spear of some significance. As an actual weapon itself, it's not very special. It's not, it doesn't have any magical abilities. It's not particularly masterwork crafted, but it has some sort of tribal ceremonial importance to orcs and certain tribes. And then you also see a locked chest to your left there against the wall.
Okay. Can I investigate that?
Sure. I mean, you can tell even without rolling investigation that it is
Okay.
very well locked. You wouldn't be able to break the lock easily, if at all. Like, if you would even to attempt to do it, it might take a long time. Now we'll go down to Sandro. Sandro, let's see. Okay. Let me see. So many notes, yeah. Very good. Okay, yes, on the shelf there, you see 2 scrolls. Make an Arcana roll for both of them. Actually, in 2 individual rolls, 1 for each of them. Okay, 0. And yeah.
Oh.
How do
You-
you fumble that?
you probably they just seem like rolled up pieces of paper to you. They don't seem like they're of any importance to you.
All right. Just keep looking. Just
They are scrolls though. They are tied up scrolls. You see at least that much about them, but you don't even sense the magic on them, even though they're magical. You find.
oh, hey, look, notes. Take them. Just fucking.
You find, and then in the desk there's paper on the desk with something written on it, and then there's a drawer. Would you like to look at either of those?
Yeah, I guess I'll look at the paper first. See what's going on there.
Okay, so I'll share this with everybody, but technically you only have it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'll
you
share it.
you have you find some scribbled notes that say word from shipment tells of danger in Northold, probably source of the rot, decay and death plagues the land there. Port closed, a powerful magic is there. Warning: do not touch the sand doll. It is cursed. It was retrieved from Northold and bound to us now.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there and open the door.
Okay, you see
Drawer.
you see a small black velvet bag that has a drawstring on the top.
I'm gonna take a little peek inside.
You see it's like a black cloth inside filled with something heavy, and it's shaped like a person, and it smells putrid.
I'm gonna leave that. I ain't. My guy's really superstitious, so he ain't playing with that. Just gonna
Okay.
close the drawer and leave it because it's like, oh yeah, be careful. This thing's cursed. Opens drawer. It smells like rotting flesh. No.
Probably a good thing that you read that before opening the drawer.
Probably, yes. Alright,
Okay.
I come out. Well, I've got a whole bunch of herbs.
I found some notes or something. Holds out scrolls.
Would you like to take a look at the scrolls, Ev, as the magic user in the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me take a look at that.
Do
Alright,
2
what do
arcana
I-
rolls, 1 for each.
Slightly better than mine.
Okay, so you identify both of them. The first one is Scroll of Commune, which you recognize to be an extremely powerful spell. Scroll of Commune, yeah, you can look that up. And then Scroll of Contact Other Plane, also extremely powerful. But you don't know as much about the second one. But the first one you're more familiar with. It allows you to actually
Ooh.
contact some kind of deity and get information from them. Those 2 spells are extremely powerful. And
I don't know how to read that. Is there anything useful on there?
Yeah, why don't I take those? Cedric, I've got a bunch of plants. You're a planty type of person.
I'd like to think of myself as one.
Yeah, if you'd like these, I'd be happy to give them to you, but mortal danger, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. Just remind me later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Did anybody find anything that might indicate why those orcs are so goddamn pissed off?
I
Nope,
found a
nothing.
cursed doll in the drawer in there, but I ain't messing with that.
Good call. Good, yeah.
Falmanar, anything in there?
I found a paper that has some stuff about the 9 levers over by the crystal back there, and I also have a locked chest in this room.
Oh,
Does anyone
Well-
have a key?
Don't forget, you
know,
guys. Don't forget, you guys haven't had a chance to refresh your spell slots since our
Yeah,
previous
I know.
adventure.
Yeah.
I think we should leave it and not mess with it, because I don't...
And as you say that, you start to hear a whole shelf of bottles crash, and you think that maybe the orcs are getting too rowdy in the wine cellar there, probably drinking some of those things while the guys with the battering ram are working on the door.
Alright, roll out.
all right. Well, okay. So what does the guide to the levers say?
Also, try this, and I'll throw that blue key. Is it like the one key thing?
Like,
So he
it
tosses.
and
So
toss it in.
so Cedric tosses the key to who? To Sandra or to Lori or to
Sandra.
Falmanar?
Or
Okay.
to Val.
so we'll, like, toss it to me, then I toss it to him.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. You don't need to do dex
Oh,
checks on
behind a
that.
wall. Kind of hard to throw it through that.
Well, Falmanar can see that the key doesn't fit at all.
Well, it was
Nope.
worth a shot.
This won't work.
Alright, let's go. Roll out, leave it.
All right,
Okay.
perceptive boy.
Well,
What do I got?
The levers. The guide to the
paper?
levers. Yes.
Yeah, what does it say on the paper?
Okay, so basically, it tells you which lever opens what door, and so far you're familiar with about 6 or 7 of the 9 doors listed.
Alright, so they correspond to each door. And we only know a certain amount of them so far. The other ones we don't know yet. So,
All right. Is there one that shows the panel that we heard animal noises behind?
Yes, there is one. That would be roughly this area that has some kind of holding pen for some multiple one or more loud beast of some kind. You're not sure what kind.
I see what you're getting at, Lauren.
Yeah, the orcs are trying to come through that door. Those beastie things sound pretty upset. We can give them something to focus on.
I
I'm
agree
down.
with that.
Make sure this
Buy us
door's
some time.
Make sure the door between us and them is closed first before you open it.
Oh, we closed that right away. We closed
Okay.
that right away.
All right. I'm gonna. Do we want to have? Who do you want to do it?
I'll go do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Be safe.
What's up the stairs?
First, make an
Be
intelligence
careful.
check, Lorian.
Okay. Alright. Saving throw or regular?
Irregular. 23, man, you're getting some high rolls. So
I know.
this one actually needed a really high roll for you to get. You remember when you were much younger and you were visiting kind of a traveling circus near your town? You saw many oddities and weird beasts, and you actually recognize this sound. This sound stands out to you now that you're a little more calm and collected behind a locked door. You now recognize it as the sound of an etin. It's a beast called an etin. And it sounds like there's more than one of them.
Oh.
But only you know that because you... Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you
Those are
perceived-
those are etins.
Uh,
Aren't etins kind of giant?
And this comes to mind because everyone knows what an etin is in the party.
uh,
Oh,
And they do speak giant and I think one other language.
all right. Ettins, you said?
Etin, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You want me to mind if I come over there for a moment?
I do not mind. Can you communicate with etins?
I might. Let's see. Gonna clear my throat and yell out in giant, like a deeper, louder version of my voice, like purposely, like, if we let you out of here, do you want to handle those orcs for us? See if anything responds.
Hmm.
You only hear them say,
To the
Say
hell with
what?
you. To hell with you. To hell with you. To hell with you.
Oh God. Oh.
sorry, I was having
we're-
problems with the voice controller.
All right. Everybody, get down to the stairs. I'm gonna pull this lever and I'm gonna run.
All right.
Okay. All right. I book it.
I want to make sure everybody's like down the stairs out of sight before I even pull it.
So this door is open, just so you know. This one right here.
I peer cautiously in, but I don't walk in.
Okay, so inside you see spikes along all the walls. You see one metal door on the far side, which, once again, make an intelligence check. Intelligence is coming into play a lot with navigation.
Oh,
Okay, I'm fire thing.
Okay, so you're not entirely sure, because you did get turned around in here quite a bit. You're not entirely sure where that faces. You're not sure which direction that would be.
spikes on all the walls. That sure looks like a room we don't want to go into unless we have no choice.
You also see a
Hmm.
lit, I think they're called pyres, a lit, massive flame in the center, and you
Mhm,
see
like a
what appear to
brazier.
be two drains as well.
Is there blood crusted on the floor?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of blood around because this place was just raided one time. This is the second wave of raid.
Hmm.
Can I look inside and see if I see anything?
Well, the doorway is open because the door has been open, so you can peer inside. Yeah.
With my perception?
Yes. Go ahead. Roll.
Just what do
I
you
think-
see with your elven eyes? Whatever you are.
That is not me.
Your human eyes. Oh, but yes. What do you see with your human eyes?
So you see that
perception
the brazier is finely crafted. It's finely crafted metal. It was smithed well. You also feel an extremely icy cool draft of air, which you didn't feel in the rest of these chambers. Most of these chambers were somewhat chilly but muggy, kind of damp. This is more of a steadily moving breeze of chilled air. You're not sure if it's coming through those drains or something else.
Well, which way is it going?
Oh,
Is it coming out of the room?
it seems to be going inward.
Weird.
So has everybody moved up now?
Well, Kurdu is waiting for your move. He's got the captain. Artemis is also waiting for your call too, because he's trying to keep the girl out of danger.
I told everybody to get down the stairs.
These two followers, these two captives are following closely behind them. They seem to be quite intrepidous. That's the word.
Hmm. I wouldn't risk sending all of us into that room at the same time.
It's the only way we can go.
It just looks like the kind of room where the walls like come in and crush you.
Yeah,
Is all I'm saying. With convenient drains for the blood.
Is there like a rock or anything nearby that I could just pick up?
Is the door across the way open?
That is
another door?
closed. That is perceivably closed. Let me clarify, because I know it's hard to see. Over here is another metal door.
Okay.
And it is closed.
Is there a rock or something I could pick up?
You can try to take one off the wall.
Sure.
It crumbles immediately in your hand. That's actually something about this. I can't explain why, but the rocks seem to be very like frail and clay-like.
I'll take it and kind of toss it a little bit inside.
It kind of crumbles. It kind of crumbles across the stone floor, and nothing more.
Okay, we have the piece of paper with the guide to the levers, right?
Yes.
All right. Hold on. I go back up the stairs. So let me see that paper.
Yeah, you can take it.
Yeah, alright. Does it say, does it have a corresponding lever for that door on the guide?
Damn.
Oh, yes, sorry. It actually explains in a very short sentence that also leads out to the same tunnel that you came in. So, just sort of for your own orientation, if you see where I'm putting a marker there, that's where you entered.
Okay.
That's where you entered. This is where you head out. Now, you wouldn't know this without that paper. Your navigational sense would give you a hint, but the paper is kind of confirming that it leads to the same tunnel. You just think that the orcs are not banging on that door because they think they've gone deeper through the way that you've already paved. And as you read that, you hear the first door here break, and they start pushing into this chamber here.
I'm yanking that lever.
To let
Which
the giants out?
Let the Ettins out. If they're breaking like this area right here, right?
Yes, and you do indeed hear a lever open where it should, and you do hear lots of thumping feet, and you hear the most cacophonous battle that you've ever heard. You hear screams in orc, you hear screams in a very muddy kind of giants. It's not a clean language of giant, and they are just having the bloodiest assault in there right now.
I yell to you to pull the lever that corresponds with the door across the room.
All right, I'm gonna pull said lever.
Okay.
If I'm able to discern.
Okay, Falminar, make a perception roll when that happens.
Perception is right there.
Okay, you see about the entire. Okay, let me just do this right here. I don't have the tokens there, but right here, hold on, right here, you see basically like probably like 30 orcs that all turn their head and see the open door.
Oh no!
So,
I thought it went this way.
turn the lever! Turn the lever!
I'm gonna push the lever back up.
So that opened the door.
And now they're
Wait,
banging. Now they're banging their hands on that door.
Wait! This is a great way to test that room. Since we're fucked anyway, close the door that's closer to us and open that door again.
What? I'm just like standing here.
Close
like, what?
this. Pull this lever.
The door in front of.
That's the lever you're right next to.
Oh, right. Pull that lever. I pull that lever. And close that door again. Okay.
Oh God.
It's a very big orc. It's a big boy.
So is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're opening that door.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to close that, like pull that lever and close this door here in front of Falminar before I open it.
Okay, so you hear
Can we
them
see
push.
through this?
You hear them push in.
Mhm.
You can't see through it, but you can hear through it. But you also see on the paper that room has some form of an exit. It doesn't say how. And nothing else happens. So now there are orcs in there, and the paper indicates that the exit is in that room.
I'm gonna
Close. Pull the door to close that outer door again. Pull that lever again.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull that and
Okay.
I'll come running back.
So 6 orcs. Well, you don't know this, but yeah, there's 6 in there now.
I mean, I could probably clear most of the distance in that, so just.
Yeah,
All right,
so-
we're fighting.
Fight.
Did he pull the lever to open that door again?
Oh, you're right. You can.
So
you can-
just to be clear, this one is closed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
both doors are currently closed right now.
Is
Who's the
there
one
any
operating? Who's the
screaming?
one operating? That was Sandra operating the switches, right?
Yep, I closed it when I was told to close it. So this door right here I closed and then ran back over.
Just make an intelligence roll on that close, because if for some reason you got mixed up, because that's a lot of yelling switches to be doing on the fly. Yeah, fine. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Fuck. I end up yanking the wrong one open. The Ettins come running in and just kick my ass.
We all die.
I get my
End of
ass kicked
campaign.
first.
All right.
Is
let's
there
fu-
any screaming coming from that room?
You can just hear shuffling and metal and kind of orc language.
Alright, I'm gonna
Sandra.
stack up.
Come
What?
to me.
I was gonna say I'm gonna stack them on the door with my boy here. I'm gonna yell. See, I'm gonna ask if Artemis can heal me. I don't know if he has spell slots or not, but I was gonna ask because I'm almost bloodied. Fuck. Yeah, would he be able to do that?
Wait, who? Yeah,
Would I be able to have?
You can talk, yeah.
No, I mean my boy Artemis heal me with a spell slot because I'm a bit low.
Who's controlling Artemis? I want to give him control to somebody. You have control of him, right?
I'm controlling it, but I don't just want to be like, oh, he heals me. Does anybody else need any healing or anything before I?
Nope.
I'm gonna
I'm
leave
gonna
that up
use
to
one.
I'm gonna leave that up to a group decision. I think that's a realistic thing that he would do.
Does anybody else need
Yeah,
healing while he's doing it?
I don't know him, but I feel like he would.
I'm sure he would.
Okay, so I get 8 back. Let's. Oh god.
Let me see if there's anything Artemis might do in this situation. Let me look at his character sheet. I mean, how many spell slots does he have open? He might
He's
talk
got-
about.
Didn't
He's
cast
got
any
2
spell
level
slots.
1 slots after that. Cure wounds and then 1 second level. I think he's saving the second level for a shatter. Because he was telling
I'll
me
be
he
honest.
wanted to shatter a bunch.
We might want to make him try to cast sleep because that's effective on low HP group enemies, and he might know that. So you might want to have him cast sleep on the first wave there, and then whatever
Yeah.
gets through, you guys can combat.
Do you
That
want
would
to
put-
open the door and
that would
roll
put him to
initiative,
use.
or how do you want to do that?
Nim, when we tell you to pull the lever, please. But not until then. Nim is back here, right? Yeah.
I would like to produce flames for
I'm,
when we're good to go. It's got it in my hand, ready to go.
I'm just gonna raise my shield in front of me, kind of as like a barrier between us and the orcs.
Got my sword in 2 hands. I'm ready to fucking go.
Oh yeah, so forgot other thing. Bonus action. Shillelagh on my stick.
Okay.
Second thing.
Shillelagh might still be operable because it hasn't been that much time since your last session, like in
If
game.
it's still up, well, either way, I'll do it
How
again.
how long is it? How long is it supposed to last?
It's a minute.
Oh, a minute. Oh yeah. You totally need to do that again.
Oh yeah. So Shillelagh, second one.
Okay.
Let's see who's up first. Sure. Sandro, put my hand on your shoulder, and I'ma cast guidance, and then
Okay.
and then I'll ready produce flame.
Mindy, basically when he does guidance, that's like when I do encourage in Divinity. Yeah, okay, you're all set. Go for it.
Okay. So do we roll initiative
All right,
or anything, or how are we
Pull the
doing this?
lever. Let's fuck these guys up.
Yeah, roll initiative.
Initiative. That's a skill check. So that's an ability check. So you. Get
I'm just
advantage.
gonna make
Plus
all
one.
the orcs just have 10.
Oh wait,
just to be safe.
I can add guidance to that.
You
I'm
can.
making them all have 10 for some
What do I
reason.
add to that?
A D4.
That
Oh.
net 20.
Oh, there it is.
So
I'm a slow
I got
boy.
a 16 for initiative.
Oh.
With that guidance bonus.
Actually, let
Plus
me
4,
see
I
what
can
the,
do it as much as I want.
see what the default orc initiatives. Initiative plus nothing. Okay.
Well, I'm not going first, so I'm gonna go do some fire stuff. Oh wait,
All right.
prepared action.
So
What?
who goes first? Falminar goes. Who is it? Falminar who goes
Fal-
first? Yeah.
Yeah.
Almadar, and then me. I'll do Artemis's here as well.
I did ready an action. Do I get to use that?
What was the triggering
When I can see
Condition.
the orcs.
when you could see them?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just see 'em chuck the fire.
technically, as soon as the door opens, that happens. Yeah. I think that's how that works. Yeah.
Let me just roll the attack for that. But
So how does that work? Is that a stream of flame,
It's-
or is it a cone? Or
it's more like a ball.
okay, how big is the ball?
It's enough to like fit in my hand. It's kind of like throwing like a ball or something at him.
I think
Which-
Bruce Flame is just like a cantrip, isn't it?
Is
Yeah.
it one target?
Yes.
Here, yeah, you produce a flame
So
that
close
sheds bright
guy-
light in 10-foot radius. You can attack with the flame and it deals 1d8 fire damage on a hit.
Ah.
So the technically, although the picture shows them shirtless in this cold weather, they're actually wearing hide armor. So their armor class is 13. So
Woo!
I'm assuming you hit one, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 15.
How much damage is that? 6 damage. Okay.
6 damage.
Okay, it goes through. You have
Look.
injured one. You
Okay,
injured
and then...
this one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Now I'm gonna go do fire.
Now it should be Falmater's turn, right?
Yep.
Has Archimus had an initiative roll done for him? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He got a 17. We tied. I'm gonna let him go first so he can do his sleep.
The NPCs are a little far back, so they're not
Yeah.
in it. And Nim, although is able enough to shoot her bow, doesn't quite see it because there's so many people in the way, and was doing the lever.
Hey Brendan, can I make a recommendation to you?
Yes.
Use the dodge action.
Use the
So
dodge.
instead of attacking, you just stand there, and any attack against you has disadvantage.
Okay.
Because
I'm-
there's 6 guys here, we're trying to body block them so the ranged people behind us can just like cast spells on them, basically.
Okay. Are there any are any of them within swinging distance from where I'm at right now? Like if I swung my axe or mace, would it do any damage anyway in my vicinity, or are they too far away?
You'd have to step forward. Sorry, I was distracted. You have to step forward. You're about 10 feet away, but
I'll just hold my ground and just stand ready then.
okay.
So did you want to do the dodge or?
Yeah,
Or
I'll
what
do
do you-
dodge.
Because you can
'Cause
you can step forward, hit, and step back if you want. But then that would be actually they would have an attack of opportunity technically. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay right there.
If we stand here and we just body block them,
Yeah.
then yeah. So then it's Archimus's turn now. So
Okay.
he's gonna cast sleep.
Okay. So how that works is I think you need to choose the center of the radius, the diameter, and then, in fact, you can just push the button so we can read it. I don't know if you filled out the
It's
information.
within 20 feet. So basically, on the middle one, it would catch all 6.
So what it does is it takes lowest HP characters first, and
So the one guy I hit.
if those points surpass their HP, it makes them go to sleep, and then the points go to the next person. So how many points in total does he have with the sleep?
He's gonna upcast it at 2nd level, so that's 78.
Holy shit, 78 points?
7d8.
78 points.
So 28 total.
Oh, 7d8. I think that's 78. It's like, holy
78.
shit.
So 28 points total.
28, you said?
Yep.
Okay, one moment. I'm going to do some of this math here.
At least you know the guy in front's going to sleep. So there's that. Maybe he'll just fall over and all the others will trip over him so we can just shank him.
Charlie Chaplin fight. Just pure slapstick.
And Charlie Brown, they try to like kick us, they just flip upside down like Charlie Brown.
Yakety sax playing in the background like from the Benny Hill show.
There you go. We all just end up running around the brazier.
In our underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Sleepy boys.
Alright, so those guys are asleep. You have 3 remaining.
Night night.
Now, before Lorian goes, I think Lorian's next up. Technically, the orcs go.
I also got a 17.
Okay, you go ahead then.
Okay. So, gonna very gently step around the orcs, like these bad boys. Like, I try to go here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to punch the hell out of this one. I'm gonna punch it twice.
Ta 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 ta.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna use my sword. What am I talking about? I'm gonna use my sword and then punch it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the armor class is 13. Don't forget. So that goes through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's 14 slashing, right?
Yeah. I got max.
So I'm just gonna say you straight pierce him through the torso.
Just. Shoo!
Freaking
Yeah,
body.
and you pull the blade out with just as much ease. So you're good. He's down.
Okay.
Is that your
And
whole
then I'm
turn?
going-
You get another attack as a monk.
I
right?
can bonus action punch as well.
Bonus action
as an
punch.
attack.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna move up here and punch this dude.
Okay.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Well, not punch. I guess like kick because I'm two-handing my sword. So I'm gonna kick him.
You could throw like an elbow or something.
Well, hits him in the armor and does not hurt him.
Just
You
and then I'm
stub your
going
toe.
to run over like up and around behind him here.
Okay, that should be just about all your movement now.
Yeah.
You feel the warmth of the flame, despite the cool draft pulling air down into those vents. Okay,
And then,
now it is the orcs' turn. So these orcs were running that way, but now they're like, holy shit, and they're coming for you, boy.
good.
Good. Oh no.
Feel the hate coursing
I'll.
through.
Don't worry. I'm trained to
Embrace it.
handle this kind of situation.
What's your AC?
17.
Okay, first one rolled a 13, so you just kind of like step aside and dodge with your monk ability. And actually the second one also got a 13. Also,
Just-
miss.
You just pulled
Pretty
that Neo when
much.
he's getting all those fucking punches thrown at him.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I did the math wrong. They get plus fucking 5s on their weapons. What the fuck?
Oh.
On their actions, they get plus 5 to hit. So they actually do hit you twice. I'm sorry, I hate when I get the wrong numbers. I don't like that. Takes you out of the immersion. Okay, so that's so they actually have great axes, although the image shows a sword. I apologize, I have limited tokens. So the first attack
It looks so
does
cool.
the first attack actually does the lowest possible amount, which is 4 damage, slashing. And the second attack does also the lowest amount, another 4 damage. That's you could have gotten up to like 14 damage on those hits, but yeah, very unlucky orcs. So your ability to dodge didn't quite dodge the attacks, but minimize the damage as much as possible. That's how we're gonna describe that.
Okay.
Now it is Lorian's
just-
turn.
I'm gonna yell at
Firebolt
don't get it down.
At this guy. 10 damage.
Damn.
I rolled a 19, so
maximum.
that should get through.
Oh, spicy.
Firebolt 10 damage. Let me take a look at my combat tracker. Okay, it hits. It significantly hits him. He's still standing.
Bop.
It sears
Do I-
through his hide armor, creates a hole through the back of it. That one's not going to be a keeper.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
do I get any more actions? I don't think
You
I
have a
do.
bonus
You have movement and you have like partial actions, like like catching something or tossing something to someone. You can talk at any time during the initiatives as well. You're not confined to only your turn.
Do you
for
have a stick?
conversation.
No, well, no. I'm going to move into the.
Sorry, you're gonna move where? Into the room?
Yeah, carefully.
Okay.
Like just right to there, though.
Carefully means nothing to a DM when you enter a room. Just kidding. Next.
Carefully means nothing.
2 arrows, 1 in each knee.
Ah!
Surprise!
Ah!
Me
Ah!
session 1, walking right to some
She is already
Yeah.
limping. Just to
Oh,
remind you
God.
guys.
Why
Yeah,
am
she
I
got an
still
arrow
limping? I
literally
got
in the knee.
healed. Damn it.
I healed her with magic.
Yeah, I have like
Mm.
modified medical statuses in mine. A little homebrew.
Yeah.
I like to add a little bit of effects because the healing magic is like kind of
OP. Otherwise.
takes you out of the immersion a little bit.
Well, it's
Also, I
actually-
was also influenced by a DM I know who also does like a completely overhauled medical system, which I really like. But I don't go that far. I just go far enough so that you feel the effects. And if there's something big enough to really mess you up or knock you unconscious, it might leave a scar, for example. Otherwise, healing will take away any ability for scars or anything like that.
So I guess for my half action, I'm gonna take my dagger out
Okay.
and crouch down at this guy that's sleeping here. All sleepy go night night.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do that on your next turn or any of your turns, like you could potentially do a one-hit kill when they're asleep because there's,
Coup de
different than
Yep.
when you had Captain Riath grappled. So now you see the difference. So that one is still
Yes.
conscious and struggling. The other one's completely at your mercy, unless they have some kind of like dragon plating on their neck or something like that. These are orcs, so they're susceptible to that, for example. Whose turn is it now?
Yep.
Me?
Did we restart?
Did Cedric go
Did you-
yet?
I haven't gone.
It's-
Okay.
I believe it's Cedric's turn.
Okay. So. Yeah, sure. But how far is it to over here?
That's your full movement. That's about, what is it, 20, 30 feet? Yeah, 30 feet.
Alright, that will do. Run up. And bop, and I'll hit him with my stick.
Slightly.
Is he flanking him at all? Cause I'm there, or I don't know how that works.
You're hitting from behind, so you're gonna have an easier time hitting him. Let's put it that way. So make your roll.
Very.
Oh, shit.
That definitely hits, and then roll your damage.
13.
Whoa!
Whoa.
God.
He's down.
He a dead boy.
Boom.
Let's see what else I got.
So we
Yeah,
got to
that's
remember that the three closest to the door are unconscious. The two
Correct.
not next to the door are dead.
Correct.
That's pretty much all I got.
So we got one guy standing. I think is it Sandra or Lorian's turn next?
It is.
I mean Falmanar. Sorry, Falmanar. I always get those names mixed up
Okay.
for some reason. They're both like very elven. Falmanar and
I'm
Lorian.
going to. I'm gonna run up on this guy and just give him one to the back of the head with my
That-
axe.
That is totally within your range. You can totally do that.
Give him the one hand. Yikes.
That's 9 slashing, right?
Yep.
Okay. He's not down, but he took it bad to the back. He actually stumbled forward a little bit.
Right into Sandra's fist.
Yeah, these orcs, they're all about numbers. They're not about quality. They're about quantity.
Well, if we keep like opening and closing the doors.
We'll kill all of them eventually.
We're taking him on.
There
Third
are-
wave,
there-
the door opens again. They're
they-
like,
They got some special orcs too. Watch out.
Can I
Okay.
hit him again, or is that the end of my turn?
What's in your
You
turn?
only get one attack currently.
Okay.
Next level, you get 2 attacks.
Alright.
Unless you have another weapon in
And
your
then
hand.
it is Archmus, I think.
No, I just got the one. Well, I mean, hold on.
Unless you got like a bonus action you could use.
I have Shield Master, but I don't know if that actually.
Oh,
gives
you
me-
can you can push that guy if you want.
Oh,
It
you
wouldn't
can shove
really.
him.
You can push him towards the spike wall.
You can push him out of the range of both of you got out of the range of Sandra so you can get an opportunity attack.
I
You
believe-
can't get opportunity attacks if you push somebody away.
I believe pushing
Oh.
somebody might be a free action.
Well, he has Shield Master, so as a bonus act,
Awesome.
pushing is normally a full action, but Shield
Okay.
Master as a bonus action, you can push him 5 feet.
Fighters are cool that way.
Alright.
Into the
Yeah.
spike wall with you.
Into the spike wall with that man. That orc.
So you make contesting athletics checks, I think. It's like
Athletic.
the orc
yeah.
can make an athletics check, and then
Okay.
Falmanar make an athletics check. It's basically like a
God.
grapple, but instead
oh
of
no.
Athletics is strength, right? Or dexterity?
Yes.
athletics is
Athletics
strength.
is strength.
Yeah, okay.
Athletics is athletics. Yeah, that's how that works.
So he rolled an 8. This orc rolled a 2 plus 3. So
Oh my god!
so he's only gonna get a 1d6 for spikes though. So let's see what that does to him. If it's a high roll, he could be finished right now.
His back is pretty.
Oh,
fucked up
okay. So
there.
okay, guys. He had 6 HP. I rolled a 6. He's spiked on the
Your
wall.
body.
Oh, he's dead.
He's spiked on
You
the
hit him
wall.
like in the shoulder. You're like,
See,
stop
Brendan,
touching it, what the
that
heck?
feat
Throw
is
it
already
wall.
valuable here.
It is, and I love it. I told you, I will be Captain America at the end of Endgame by the end of this game.
Nice.
You're throwing your shield around.
I will throw it around and it'll come right back to me.
So now you hear them banging on this door, as well as the chaos ensuing over there.
Well, I'm gonna slit me some throats.
Oh,
Let them
Oh yeah, I
We're-
forgot about
are we
those
still in
guys.
initiative because those 3 guys sleeping, or how are we?
You are off initiative. You can move freely. Ev gets first slit, and that is a killed orc right here.
So
I'll
I
look
guess
at
Archmus.
this guy right here just.
Well,
What?
this one's already dead. This one is the.
Oh, it is.
Actually, I'm sorry. Wait.
No,
this
this
one's.
This one's the one that's
I'm
unconscious.
sorry. I'm
'cause
sorry.
I-
This one's unconscious. Yeah. Okay, so Cedric gets that one.
Okay, so we all can, and then Archmus can kill that guy in the middle, and then they're all dead.
They're all
Yeah.
dead.
Okay.
They
All right,
have.
I'm gonna-
They have just for the record. You don't have to waste time investigating. I can just tell you, to save time. They all have like medium to poor condition hide armor and just like subpar battle axes and
Nah.
like leather boots. So yeah. Nah.
I want to investigate this drain. Is it big enough to fit through?
Roll. Investigation.
What are you looking for here?
So
literally anything.
you can see that first of all the drains are completely welded and fitted in the stone. So even trying to remove it would require some serious power, horsepower, or chains tied to it or something. And even within the drains, there's nothing but blackness down there, and it appears to be funnel shaped, so it becomes very tight, even tight for like a halfling or something.
Well, shit.
You're not sure if it's for ventilation or for draining liquids. But you have a feeling it might have something to do with the fact that this whole outpost is built near the water, and there's tides and there's a river running through it, so it could have something to do with moisture.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in the room, could I get a better look at everything instead of just from being
Yes.
outside of it?
Certainly. Tell me what you'd like to look at, though, when you roll your investigation.
Oh, I was going off perception. See if I can find like a
You can do
another door
perception.
or something.
You can do perception. I like to think of investigation as more of like a specific thing, and
The way it
perception.
works,
Yeah, I'm just looking like just around in general. It's like
perception
I have
is like if you happen to notice something. Investigation is if you're specifically looking for something.
Right, exactly.
It's not about it.
So you see that the two drains are perceivably identical. They both seem to be really fitted in place. There's spikes on the wall. You're not really sure why. You don't see any mechanical parts on the walls or the floor tiles. You see the metal door that the orcs poured through that is, tightly shut. It seems to be similar to the other mechanical doors you saw last session as you made your way through the cultist outpost. The brazier is fully lit. It's keeping the area around it warm. There is a cold draft that is coming from several areas in the room. You're not sure where, but it's icy cold. Feels like mountain air.
Hey, it's my place.
And other than that, there's just a bunch of dead orcs and some
Could
blood
I-
now pooling up and dripping. And actually, you see that the blood actually does go along the creases of the stone tiles down the drains. So yeah, there's that.
Nice design.
Can
So,
I do a survival check to see if I can tell where the draft's coming from?
Yes, you can. That's actually really cool. A really cool roll. 20. Ooh, boy.
It's cold, but I'm
You feel two cold drafts pushing air actually down the drains, but you feel an even larger gust going beneath the brazier.
I'm gonna kick the brazier over.
So the
door?
brazier is firmly set in place, and you
Oh,
almost hurt
shit.
yourself, but I'm not going to actually roll for you to take damage.
There's
Is it
something
well-
below this fire.
Alright, take my magical stick. Could I like see if I could get it under the brazier and just kind of tip it over? Ow!
Actually, Cedric, can you make an investigation since you're going up to the brazier now and kind of looking at it
yeah,
more
it's
closely?
in my lip.
oh, I'm sorry.
9. Okay. So even with a 9, the fact that you're now focusing on that and walking up to it, you see some kind of writing in a language that you're not familiar with. Let me check your languages, actually. Check your character sheet.
Oh,
Cedric
Aha.
is proficient in those languages, which I won't say to keep the immersion going. Okay. So he's not familiar with the words on there.
all right, Cedric, do you mention this?
There's writing on the brazier. I can't read it, but
It seems to be written
Well-
in the bronze in very fine script.
I look at the brazier. Can I read
Okay.
it?
Investigation. Actually, I'm sorry. I meant to say intelligence. Can you roll an intelligence on that? Thanks.
Is that a saving throw or just regular intelligence?
Just regular intelligence.
Saving throws are for like when something's trying to eat your brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, when Artemis was kind of peering into the captain's mind, that was a wisdom saving or something like that. So with 14 intelligence, you very easily see that this has the same root language as Elven, but it is not the Elven that you know. However, you're still able to kind of roughly translate it. And you remember that there's maybe someone else in the party that could even translate it better than you. Someone else who's of Elven background.
That
Not Felminar. Not Felminar.
we got a drow.
The Drow.
Oh,
You recognize it to
Nim.
be Undercommon, also
Right.
known as the
Nim.
language of the Drow. So Nim comes
Nim.
forward and confirms. Yeah, Nim comes forward and confirms your rough translation, and it says, "Never do they move to and fro, but up and down they always go. Speak the word."
What?
Oh,
Never do they move to and fro, but up and down they always go. Speak the word. You hear the banging on the door increase as they now know that you're behind that door.
stop that.
I'm not very good at riddles. Lorian, Dalinar,
So little sleep.
up and down, to and fro. They never go.
I mean, that could be temperature.
Is there anything on the other side? Just like, is there anything on the other side of the brazier? Nim?
Nim looks around and sees nothing else. She merely just confirmed Lorian's rough translation. She does speak Undercommon.
Never go.
Temperature. Heat.
Never do they move to and fro, but up and down they always go. Speak the word.
Businessman's profit.
Never do they move to and fro, but up and down they always go. I feel like it's some kind of metaphysical concept, like death or time or something.
Tires maybe, but those would move.
You hear Captain Rianth. You hear Captain Rianth struggling with Kurdu, and you hear him say, "So what are you gonna do with me? Are you gonna bring me
Go
along the
on.
whole way?"
Yeah, probably.
Well, would you rather that or have your throat slit, sir?
Did you ever wonder to ask why I chose these people as my captives?
Why did you choose these people as your captives? I say, looking up the stair. Wait. Hey, Nim, what's the drow word for stairs?
Caldrum, why don't you tell them why I chose you? You see Caldrum look nervously toward the captain in his makeshift sling and bandage around his forehead, not saying anything. You see Beatrice also shift in place, and you're not really sure where the little girl went either. The little girl emerges. She was actually left alone. Artemis was caught up in the action and didn't realize that the little girl who was watching after wandered off.
Oh no. He could
But she's
feel
back.
bad about that.
She's back when she heard the captain mention the captives and their own histories. The captain says, "These were nothing but riffraff let loose from the local prison in Port Firth. They're all criminals. They're no better than I." Caldrum, why don't you tell them about your little experiment at the university? Beatrice, did you let them know that you murdered someone? And don't get me started on the little girl, Callista.
So, Nim, what's the drow word for stairs?
She tells you.
Alright.
And as she tells you, it already activates the brazier, and the brazier starts to shift and mechanically open, and reveals a long and dark spiraling staircase down into the cold of the mountain. I'm sorry,
Onward.
upward.
Like
It goes
up?
down, and then left, and then it goes up. It's like, it's really,
Oh.
really deep tunnels, are you gonna say?
I'm like, what is going on here? This is the Batman staircase? What's happening?
It's a long
It
staircase.
moves and then goes up.
So
We can deal with that shit later. Everybody, come on.
I would have found that out eventually. I want you all to know.
Forward.
Oh,
You find
God.
yourself in a very small room that is flooded, only up to your ankles. The water is icy cold. The air is icy cold, and you're all in here now.
Are there any doorways or anything?
The brazier actually closes behind you as you go down the stairs.
Okay, good.
It leads you downward. It leads you along through a tunnel and then upwards for a good 100 meters. And it's pitch black in here, unless any of you have that torch or light or anything.
I'm gonna light a candle.
So those of you who don't have so Falminar does have dark vision. He is a
So do
half
I.
elf. So a few of you do not. Beatrice would be one of them. Sandra
worry,
would be
I'll-
one of them. Cedric would be one of them. Captain Rianth would be one of them. Everyone else. Do tieflings have dark vision? I think they do, right?
Yes.
I'm
So
pretty sure they-
everyone else should have dark vision. So
Take
are
out
you
my
using
lantern and
lantern? Okay.
do my magic thing, and there we go.
I'm
Very
gonna
good.
pull out one of my candles and light it.
So
Because
I'll
you can't
prove
penetrate
that.
a vision.
So all of you know in character that the brazier closing and it being a specifically undercommon drow elvish riddle may
Oh.
buy you time, if not have bought you infinite time. You have either escaped them or has bought you lots of time, because you don't believe any of those orcs generally don't know elvish. So you perceive yourself to be safe. You're now in this room and there's a flooded floor. You see two closed. You see stone walls around you and pillars. Actually, let me give you a picture. I have a picture of this place too. Do I have it uploaded? That's the question.
I like
Yeah,
to mention that we
carry
started
on.
out with like 12 slaves and we only have like 2 now.
Right, we have
3.
two.
We got 3.
3 left.
Shit happens, boy.
Yeah, we fucking
People freaking die.
crashed
That
into the
happens.
rocks and I almost got shit swiped into the ocean.
Oh,
So the
Oh,
ceilings,
that's
the
much
ceilings-
cooler than I-
Yeah, the ceilings go quite high, and there are some kind of broken statues here and there. Yeah, each of you make a perception.
boy. This is my thing. I'm ready.
I'm over here just still thinking about the stairs riddle. Like, how did I
Yeah,
not know that?
boy.
Okay, so Falminar, you notice that these circles on the floor, they look like
Mhm.
pillars, but they're actually just circles on the floor. Underneath the water, you see that each of them have the same elven symbol, the symbol that means life.
Okay.
It's like one word. It just says sort of life on them, and it uses the old elven language, old alphabet. And it's you know that the older alphabet is identical with Undercommon, in other words, Drow. So you two share the same word for life.
Okay. All right. So okay. So these 4 symbols in forming life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of us stands on each one.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe 1 person on each circle. So I'll go to. I don't think I have access to move mine.
We don't have access to
Sorry guys, let me fix that for you guys.
I'll go right here.
Hey,
let's
Percy,
see.
you've been paralyzed.
Okay, I fixed
Oh, no.
that one, and then I fixed that one. Is everyone else's messed up too? Let me see.
Yep.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. That
Oh,
one,
good.
and then
Boop.
that one should now give you control, and then I'm gonna give Archmus's control to who was controlling that? Was it Sandro?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm also gonna give it to Archmus as well. The rest I can sort later. Okay. So as that happens, it does indeed do something. Very well done. Let me just do some of this map magic here.
Walls cave in. We all die.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
We all die. Not just us, literally everyone. The
Entire
world
world.
implodes on itself.
Ah!
That's not all. That's not all. It also does more.
Right.
I'm freeing up quite a bit more. So these doors now open, and they don't open slowly. They open
Pretty fast.
faster than anybody can like tumble roll in or out. So
Shiz.
so it's like either they're open or closed.
Oh,
Um,
are there rocks lying around out there?
can attempt to have a look at rocks if you want.
Well, I'm standing on a thingamajig.
If I step off mine, does it close?
It closes faster than it closes in less than half a second.
Okay.
All right.
Almost
Okay,
as if with
so-
magical precision. You can tell that this is more than just mechanical precision. These are somehow controlled by magic as well.
So
And actually,
Archivist-
sorry, I want to say one more thing. When you step on them, they also produce a magical blue glow. So that's another indicator that they are magically controlled.
I look over. Well, I peer so we can see there's a place with like some place to lie down. All right. Anybody, Archivist, can you see if there are any heavy rocks around anywhere here? Since we have to stand here to keep the doors open.
He's probably would go over to this. Is this pile of rocks over here?
Yes.
Okay.
So you do
Grab
find
one.
one that you can pick up about the size of a baseball, out of character. When you put the rock on it, it does nothing. And you immediately make the connection that the rock is not alive. Therefore, the symbol life was trying to indicate that it has to be something living.
So
Plant
It does not glow blue as a rock. On that
I think we
So
should have the 3 people we saved, as well as our dwarven friend, stand on these 4 things.
we not
And
try the
then-
plants first?
Yeah, I mean, are any of the plants that I picked up,
Oh
still
wait, here. This is
alive?
probably a better idea. I don't wait. Need to make sure that this actually does that. I'm gonna look real stupid if it doesn't. Does that make a thing?
So Cedric, quick question: did you take the plants that she gave you, or does she still have them?
She still
Or
has
he.
them.
Okay. Did
He
you
still
see
has
them yet? Did you get to see them yet, or not?
I don't know.
Okay.
I told him about him. I told him about him. I said he could have him when we had a moment.
No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure if
You got, like-
that went down yet.
Seeds or anything?
Uh,
Like any kind, like anything like a dead flower or something?
yeah, there are some flowers.
Ooh, just straight up flowers? Perfect.
I believe so. Well, there's a gin blossom. I don't
That
know.
is okay.
Is it really?
I will do my magic-y thing and instantly make the.
So I need Rad. I need you to. So this is not even a roll. You know immediately that a gin blossom is a fern native to the elemental plane of air, and it is
What?
extremely rare, and it is extremely fragile, and super rare. Like acquiring one of those, you don't know well enough to know what it actually does, but you do know that it is like a really rare apothecary ingredient.
Okay, no magic on that. You keep that safe. Kind of can't
Okay.
really get it from over here.
All right. So I've got 2 order cusps.
So this
Now
one,
look at this dude.
this one you know well, Cedric. You know that they are extremely rare flowers, and they can be used to induce sleepiness or poison. They can be poisonous as well, depending on how you prepare them.
Hmm.
You can take notes on this too if you choose to. I mean, you should,
Oh.
technically, because your character should know them. I know it's a lot, but
Oh my God.
all right. And I can always DM this to you this stuff later, as long as your
Yeah.
character has seen it. So.
Try putting one of the orticuses on the plate. Is it like a
Okay.
dead flower, or is it still alive?
Is it
So
dead or still alive?
They're all dead. They're all dead, but still there's as you know how medicine works, they're still potent. They still can be
Well,
used for things,
magic.
but they're dead. And if you do try to put the orticusp, it kind of floats on the water because the water is about half a foot, about 4, 5, 6 inches up. But it is indeed dead.
Then I'll magic it back alive. Cantrips, druidcraft. Pa.
Wait, so what is that? Oh, druidcraft.
Kinda
Okay.
like-
You create
I
one of the
see it,
following
I
effects
kinda
within
make
range.
it-
You create a tiny harmless sensory effect. Breaks whether okay. The effect might. I love learning about druids because I know so little about druids. Let's see. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. You create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect. So just following leaves puff away. Sensory effect.
Right,
but
but
it-
it's. I think he's
puff
looking
away
at
a
the part
sound
of the
of
plant.
small animal.
Yeah, the plant part.
Okay, that's really cool. That's awesome.
Magic.
And that's what I love about making puzzles where I don't know what the solution is, because you guys will find the solution. Okay, so you make which one are you casting that on?
One of the orticuses.
Okay,
Orticusses,
so
whatever.
the orticusp looks almost the same, but it seems to have a little more life in it. It seems a little more velvety now. The petals, a little more color
Alright.
has been brought back into its life.
Now what I want to try to do is use one of those sensory effects to try to blow the water out of the way.
The thing is, the water keeps coming back.
It's flooded.
Well, let's get some rocks and make a small little dam.
I mean, I can say out of character that maybe using a rock to just pin the flower to the.
That's probably a much better idea.
Just put a rock on. Yeah.
Yeah, put a rock on top of it.
Because sometimes it's
Usually,
hard to
like, if you
visualize these
build a
things.
whole irrigation system with like a manned pump, and it's like you could just put a rock on top of the flower.
Just do that. That one.
So
I don't
according to this
recommend drinking
cantrip, it seems like a permanent blossom. Like it doesn't seem like it runs out, right? That's pretty interesting.
Right?
I mean, until like the flower dies naturally, but
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's pretty damn cool, man. That's a cool spell. So you do actually see it light up. It does light up with that flower pressed against it, since it is blossomed.
Success.
Cool. So, hey, before we waste more ingredients, I'm gonna peer out through here and see if there's like any plants growing anywhere.
Yeah. That's a much better idea. I should have some stuff on me, or else I'm a bad druid.
So Lorian, you see some text in Undercommon again on that statue in front of you.
Mm. What do I roughly translate it to?
Roll intelligence.
Okay.
But even before you do that, you can see that it is a high elf. You can see that it is a high elf man with several holy symbols dangling from his outstretched fist. You cannot, with that roll, you can't really translate his name, and you have a hard time reading most of it. But you can understand a few words, which say "executed all missionaries," something something, pits, and the year is 44/8 DR. And you know that the current year is 1491 DR. All of you know that. Yeah. I mean, the statue is not old, but the person that it depicts, you feel like, is from that time.
Mm. So do I see any plants in this room?
No.
Alright, so
You see 3 other plates though, without even having a roll though. Those are not even plants. Those are just like, they don't exist. That's just the artistry.
Okay.
Is there like
All right.
moss or anything growing?
To be fair, we'll say that this is like completely dead moss. When I say dead, it's so dead that, like, because your spell says it makes a flower blossom. That's to assume that the flower is probably alive. But
Yeah.
we'll say that those 2 flowers, were the most lively things of all of the ingredients that you took. The other stuff is like way more dried out, because some of that stuff needs to be dried out to be used for alchemy and stuff like that. But those 2 flowers still had their petals, as I mentioned, which petals, they fall apart when they're dry, but those still had their petals, so they were still pretty freshly picked.
Can I
Also,
see if the dwarf wants to stand in my spot for me, so I don't need to
Well,
stand
why
here?
don't we take that flower and pull 3 petals off of it and pin the other 3 petals under a rock on the other 3 plates?
The thing
Yes,
about
that's what I
that
would
is what happens if we're out of the room and one of the petals gets washed off by water, and then we get
Well,
locked out.
Then
I'd say it's better to just have the 4, our dwarf friend, the 3 slaves we saved, stand on those, or sit on them at least.
Well, I need to rest. I don't know about the
need
rest
to.
of you.
I'm like drained right now.
Kurdu says,
Let's make sure this is.
I don't want to get me loins wet. He's
So
rather
neither do
standing.
I.
This is safe
but that's what you
before
gotta
we
do.
rest, because there could be something lurking out there, some kind of underground creature of some kind.
All right. Well, I'm gonna peer in this room.
Oh,
Which
with
room?
that.
This
Oh.
room.
Okay.
What the heck?
You see another statue, and this statue is a drow woman holding a decapitated head, also in Undercommon, which you can attempt to roughly translate should you choose to.
Gotta reopen roll 20 crash.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh.
So this one,
6.
you also have a very hard time interpreting the name, but you do translate only one part of the description, and it says Vanquisher of Vanquishers. And you can
I
also determine the numbers, which are 705 DR.
I think we're in an old drow complex. I tell the party.
Hmm.
I mean, I think if we just make sure we use rocks that are big enough and sturdy enough, the flowers are not gonna, the flower petals are not gonna wash away. Just make sure it's really nicely pinned there. Is there like a strong current or anything?
So
in this?
to explain here, there's no strong current. The water is completely still. Here, there's a little bit of a current. Like here, there's a little bit of movement. Here is completely dry. It's slightly elevated by like 2 feet by these stairs.
Oh.
Who dropped out?
Nitro's internet died.
Mindy, I think. No, Mindy's here.
Oh.
It's alright. They'll reconnect. They'll reconnect. No worries.
So I'd like to do a perception check for. I'd like to check for traps before entering this room.
Okay. What's your do it'll be investigation.
Okay.
You perceive there to be no traps. You see 4 of the same similar magical plates on the floor, and you see the statue, and you see 3 cots and a pile of firewood. That's all you see.
Well, I think we should try just sticking flower petals really securely under rocks to keep that open.
Okay, I'm back. Internet died.
No problem. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Red.
Freaking roll 20 won't load.
Oh no.
But what I was gonna ask before my internet croaked out, how do I get the seeds from said flower? Is it like a dandelion where it's in the flower itself?
There you go.
So this flower, unfortunately, the seeds would have been on the lower part of the stem because that's just how they roll. So you don't have any seeds.
Dang.
And like I said, these flowers I'm gonna make as an exception because they had they had like moisture in them still, and they were still like mostly whole. Whereas some of these other ingredients are like much more dried out because some of them have to be dried
on the
out.
living flower. Like if it was still there since it's already living.
I mean, I will say that the petals would still hold life in them, and there are about 3 petals per flower. But you also know that these are rare ingredients. They're very rare samples. Yep. But that's all the information you have.
I don't think I have anything. So I got like plant stuff on me from being outside.
I'm just saying we should have the 4 people that I mentioned just stand there for now.
You're gonna have them stand there, unmoving while we
For
sleep.
about 5-10 minutes at most to make sure we're safe. That's a fair bargain on my part.
Also, Ev, just giving you a friendly reminder, what is your familiar doing right now?
Oh
My
shit!
familiar is sitting on my shoulder.
Okay, very good. What color is it? Tell me about it.
It's
an owl,
it's
right?
a gray. It's a gray owl.
Cool.
Great gray owl.
It's a big bird.
And I'm
What's his name?
not saying they're.
Who?
Doesn't need a name. Don't worry.
His name is
Just
Who?
wondering.
Who?
We're further stand. I'm
Who's
not
on
saying we leave
first?
Standing there.
What's on second?
God damn it. But I'm not saying we just leave them standing there forever, but 5-10 minutes at most to make sure it's safe. I don't think that's unfair at all. Because I don't want to trust my safety in being locked into a room with just a flower with a rock on top of it.
Opposed to
Well-
4 random people.
I'm going to walk
4
up.
people that if we get separated from, they know they will probably not survive without us. And I trust them.
I entered
I
the
don't.
room.
One of them's our door friend over there.
I
Look at
just
him.
met this
Who
man like
already
3
said
hours ago.
He said he didn't want to do this. I walk into the room.
Okay. You're next to the Vanquisher of Vanquishers statue.
I look over at the cot.
It looks like the best bed you're gonna find in this room.
I lie down on the cot.
It is it's rough on the back, but yeah, it wasn't quite as comfortable as the accommodations that Captain Rianth gave you on his slave ship, believe it or not.
Oh, I might even be able to see that cot from here.
You can walk around. Well,
I'm on the
You
plane.
got a wall. You got a wall right in the way.
you got like 2 walls in a statue, bro.
Oh yeah, there's a statue right there.
Just standing here shirtless, barefoot, just
Can I, from where I'm at, can I see the statue?
Yes, you can see that statue.
All right. Is it possible for me to read what Lauren couldn't read earlier?
Yes, you can make an intelligence roll. I forgot to mention one more thing. My apologies. On both statues, you see also on the hand the same symbol that's on the floor plates. The life symbol on the hand. Yeah. So your intelligence rolls a 13. So you actually can read the whole thing. The name is Orthorelenquar Adal, which is a very elven name. Exemplary servant of his patron, executed all missionaries to the demon web pits, 44-8 DR.
Oh.
So you put two and two together and realize that this person, he's a high elf, and was all these holy symbols in his outstretched fist are from missionaries that he killed. So he must have been serving under some deity or atheism, you don't know what, to slay all these other religious people.
Sounds like terrorism.
So there's got to be some way to keep these doors open.
I call out from the cot. Yeah, the flower petals lodged under a rock.
But I'm not. I don't trust that.
Well, we might have to, friend.
I roll
I'm
over
just saying,
on the
if
cot.
we have the other people stand here for like 5 minutes, and we just take a look around.
You
Shouldn't
want?
be an issue.
It seems
I like
fair.
point at them. They're already standing anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You see Beatrice. Beatrice walks forward, and she has a bit of a sneer on her face and says, "I'm willing to do that if you need my help."
Okay, can you stand here, like trade me really quick?
Sure, she says.
I'm gonna go. I don't know how to speak any of these fucking languages that are on these things. So I'm just like.
So that statue right there, basically that guy killed many, what were they?
Missionaries.
Missionaries. He's like a missionary hunter. All
Do
those
I-
symbols in his hand represent the different missionaries he's killed from different religions.
All right. Can I see the symbol on his hand from where I'm at here?
Yes. Although you don't speak Elven, do you, or Undercommon? No.
No, but I see
You
it's
can
the same symbol.
Right. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, you can still recognize that it's the same symbol that was on the floor.
Okay. Somebody take the flower, and somebody will stand where the flower is, and then bring the flower over here.
Oh, that's right. Who is standing on that spot? The door should technically have closed behind you. 'Cause
No,
one's
there's
standing
the
on this.
flowers.
There's a
Flowers
flower.
Oh.
The flower.
Okay, no, yes. Sorry. It's open.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all want to do it, but somebody bring the flower over here. I have an idea.
This is going to represent a rock on top of a petal. A rock on top of a petal. So yeah, that's how we know that there's something there. So is anybody gonna help Felminar with that?
If one of them can like step on the thing.
How about Artemis brings me the flower and Nim stands on the circle?
Yeah, Nim is okay with that. So Nim stands there. She's
Okay,
weak.
and then my boy brings me the petal. I'm gonna put the petal on the symbol.
The symbol lights up as it would on the floor when you stood on it or when the petal was on it. So
Oh,
you
okay,
now put two and two together and think that it is simply another floor panel, just in the shape of the palm of the statue.
Falmanar, step off your thing.
Okay.
So this door immediately closes, and this door immediately closes. So Lorraine is now by herself, and Artemis and Sandra are by themselves.
Himself. I'm a guy now. I'm
Sorry,
resting.
himself. Sorry.
Their self. Just
Their self. Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go, folks.
Can I get a short rest while I'm doing this? Kind of like sit and chill on the plate.
How long is your short rest as a monk?
I'm the monk.
I'm sorry. How long is your short
all,
rest as a
all
druid?
short rests are an hour. Pretty sure.
I mean, it hasn't been an hour, but you can certainly like rest your legs.
I'm trying to get all the rest I can. I got nothing right now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, mechanically it might not help, but like, RP wise, sure.
I'm gonna search the room and see if I can find anything of use other than the wood and cots in here.
Do a perception. I mean, you see that this door is open here, but other than that, you just see 3 cots and some firewood and the life symbol on the hand, on the palm of one of the hands of the statue. The hand
the
is
door
not
is-
holding the decapitated head, the sculpture of the decapitated head.
The door is open down here.
Yes. As you make your way down, you hear sobbing. You hear somebody sobbing.
Oh.
Don't you know you never split the party?
I slowly, quietly back up
Okay.
to the door over here. Have they got has he got back on his pillar yet, or is the door just sealed?
He has not got back
Nope.
on his pillar yet. He's your bodyguard. He's not gonna, open the door for you.
Can I have one of these poor bastards step on the pillar or the?
Oops, I
the
did not
life
mean to
symbol
do
for-
that. Shit, I did not mean to do that. 1 second, I need to take this tool off immediately. I almost revealed like a bunch of shit. Yeah, the half elf, he relates to you, man. You guys are the only 2 half elves here, and he totally
Brother.
he stands on that thing for you, and it lights up.
I pat him on
He's-
the shoulder.
He says, don't listen to the, he says, oh man, I'm in no condition to do accents. He says, don't listen to the captain. He's just trying to turn you against us.
So
So I'm hearing sobbing coming from down there. I don't know if it's a person or like an evil
would-
carnivorous plant that cries so people come up to it. I don't know.
I will pull.
Is that a thing? Is that kind of plant a thing?
I don't know.
Who
Can't
knows?
answer that
It's an
question.
assumption.
You're the
As a
druid. you
druid,
should-
have I ever heard or seen of that?
Oh, you. I mean, one of you has a potion of speak with plants, so I mean, like, anything's possible, man.
That's a straight up plant.
I'm,
A carnivorous plant that sobs to get people over to it so it can eat it.
You never know.
It's D&D, man.
pull the every white person move in a horror movie ever, and I'm gonna go towards the sobbing.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow my boy here.
All right.
All right,
So move
Mark
your
two on
move
the
your,
counter.
move your stuff.
Are we splitting up? Okay.
Artemis is probably gonna stay with the girl, so I'll leave him there.
Yeah, probably.
If anybody wants to come check it out, come check it out.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember how this went down. So Falminar was there when Starry was there, right? So yeah, so he immediately recognizes, and Sandro I don't think met Starry, maybe briefly. He
I have no
sees
idea
he
I'm
sees
coming with
Starry
you.
he sees Starry laying in the shallow water, bleeding with a fatal wound, and she's crying there
shit.
next to. With this room is lit. Sandro is what you got like you got like a candle in your hand or something?
Yeah, I'm holding the candle.
Okay. So the light is emanating from this room, and you see her standing next to, it's kind of like it looks like a book, but it's sort of like a stone book. It's like a sculpture of a book with actual writing on it, and this weird kind of archway with this weird kind of dish in front of it, like a bowl, and she's laying there holding her gut, bleeding, and she's crying, and you recognize Starry.
Oh shit. Starry?
What?
Starry?
Out of
What's the
character. Out of character. Do I know this character?
Yes.
Does Falminar know this character?
So
Yes,
I know it's
Starry's
been
the
so I know IRL it's been a long time, but she was the halfling that was gonna get stoned to death for alleged prostitution, where you found out that she was not.
Shit.
Oh yeah, no, I met her.
So let me fill in a few gaps here. So this is going to be a recap out of character, but in character you guys should try to figure out what you know in character. So out of character, she was going to be stoned to death for prostitution, sleeping with the nobles, and she has a daughter who was like with a crutch, basically like
Right.
what was that? Tiny Tim, basically. And,
Like him with the rod.
and so she's got the rot, the little kid, and she's trying to raise up 2,000 gold or more to pay the priest of Lathander, whether or not the chapel is up or not, whether it's destroyed or not. There's still priests of Lathander in Port Firth who are able to heal her daughter for 2,000 gold or more. So she's doing everything she can. She's working with the Silk Strands. She's a rogue, working with them, and even going against Lorien and Nim, and racing to that estate to take as much money as she can, knowing that she's going against them because she has no other choice but to resort to crime in order to pay for her daughter's healing from this terminal illness. And along the way, she's been giving you guys hints, and she even saved Cedric's life when a pirate was about to stab Cedric in the chest. She slayed one of them on that personal journey on that pirate ship. So she's been around, and she's kind of been low-key helping all you guys, while at the same time rolling with the silk strands. And right now, she's here bleeding by herself on the ground to death.
I run up to her. And, yeah, well, you know.
Wait, don't do that. Just like.
I guess we'll follow in after. Can I
Yeah.
roll a perception check? Just in
Absolutely.
case?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's always a wise decision.
I'd like to check for dark
Oh.
spirit.
All right, let me just check my notes here.
Fall down the hole.
I got so many notes. Hold up. Okay, so as you run past, sorry, that was a 6. Yeah, honestly, you don't even notice anything. it's just watery tunnels, and you see lit torches in this room, and you notice the same stuff like the stone book and all that, and the archway, and the weird ruins here. You're not sure what that's about.
I'm
And her-
looking for bad juju.
Her blood is like staining the water a bit. It's like kind of like the water around her is like dyed in red, and you can see that it's quite a bit of blood. Like she's not doing well. And at first she's startled when you enter the room because you guys come pouring out of the darkness. She has dark vision, but she does recognize at least Lorien and Falminar immediately. Sandra she doesn't know as well, but she assumes that you're with them.
I think
And
she saw me once.
she saw you once, I believe, in the tavern before you hired the ship. Before you hired
She came to
passage.
give him a thank you note, I think, and then.
Yeah, I think she dropped a note in Lorien's pocket or something, very deftly. So she says, and I'm not gonna do the accent, guys. I'm like too far gone with this ale, but
All good.
That's
she's
fine.
like, yeah, I don't want to make anybody cringe here, but she basically says like, my journey has come to an end. And she says, I have the 2,000 gold, but Merrick caught me and stabbed me before I could escape.
I
And
don't.
here
know.
I am, and that's what she says. So in other words, she was able to successfully get the 2,000 gold, but she was caught by the silk strands and was stabbed during her escape, and there she is bleeding out.
How badly is she injured? Like really, really badly?
It looks really bad. It looks like she's not going to survive unless she gets some kind of medical attention.
Is no
I
one gonna
pull
ask how
a-
she got here? I'm like standing here next to the two elves. I'm like, is nobody gonna question how the halfling prostitute got?
She's not a prostitute. I pull.
Well,
I
no,
pull.
well, she wasn't. Well, you guys weren't there for the prostitution stoning. You were there for. Sandra was there for when she was in the tavern. You literally only saw her pass by and
Oh,
pickpocket
okay,
something
then never mind. Brought the
into
prostitute.
Lorien's
Everybody
pocket.
gonna
Yeah.
ask
I have
what we
a
saw in
common.
Port Firth is just here.
I have a
what?
common potion of healing.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
she gladly
I
accepts that from
pull it
you.
out and give it to her.
With her-
I
with
don't
her-
un-
With her trembling hands, she ingests it, and it eases her pain, but doesn't fully heal her. But it does help. It slows the bleeding, very much so.
Okay, I take the edge of the cult coat that I'm wearing and you know kind of like press it to her wound to try to staunch the bleeding.
Mm-hmm. She says, "I'm so close to getting my moon back. I need to operate this portal. It's operated by crystals, but I don't know how to operate it."
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
I think we have somebody that has just what you need.
But where will the portal open to? Do you know that?
I don't know, but I've listened to Merrick the whole way here. I've listened to Merrick drone on about his glorious heist and these cultists and how he was able to outsmart them and how they use crystals to do everything. These crystals are from some forgotten god. I don't know what their plan is, but they have otherworldly power, and they use them to travel around the entire continent. There must be a way to get this portal to get me back to my moon before I die.
All right. Fal, can you see if we can get Cedric over here, see if he has any healing spells.
Got you.
How did she get here?
So Cedric, you recall? I know once again in real life it's been a while, but you recall that you were with her on the ship here, and you were hired. So some of the other characters don't know this, but Cedric was actually hired by Merrick to be his kind of shipmate
I sailed
and
the ship.
captain.
What
That's
I do.
right. Oh, I'm sorry. Who was asking? Was Cedric asking? No, I'm sorry. Sandra was
asking.
asking. I'm getting so fucking confused. Right. So I'm gonna let
just, like,
Cedric answer
point
that
at
then
her.
in character. I'm sorry. I thought Cedric was asking. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can explain it then in character.
Well, Cedric is like in like 2 rooms away right now.
Yeah. How far am I into my rest?
About 2 minutes.
Oh.
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
No, I'm kidding.
Alright,
Maybe
who's
maybe
gonna
like maybe like
swap
30
with me?
maybe like 30 minutes. Maybe like 30 because
Damn
realistically, taking a look around, exploring, and going shambling through the dark and unlocking like pressure panels and shit, like 30 minutes.
So he's not like reachable. Or
I mean, you
she's
can-
not reachable.
You can.
I'm chilling on the plate, and all of them are open, so you can get to me.
Yeah, if Sandra
Oh,
wants
I
to
mean,
walk
like-
back, that's fine.
I mean, Artemis can stand. He can swap with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Artemis is AFK, so he can do that. So why don't you switch with Artemis? Since Falmanar was standing right where the door was, he got decapitated. I'm kidding.
Dead.
Oh jeez.
I'm kidding. You guys can switch places.
Alright. Follow me.
Joy. Hey, look, beds.
Right? I call out from down the hall.
Those are
we
all
can-
stolen.
yeah.
Those are all stolen assets, by the way. What? Go ahead.
Don't care. Okay, what's happening?
This one needs a
Can-
little bit of healing.
Can you do any more healing?
Alright, well, I'm not gonna be able to do anything after.
So Cedric, make an intelligence roll, please.
Alright.
So even with an 8, and even though she's usually shrouded with a cloak, you do recognize her as the person who stepped up and backstabbed from the shadows one of the pirates that was gonna wreck your world. You remember she did you a solid that one time on the ship.
Oh,
Well,
from
you're-
that, I thought you talked about the pirates that were on our ship. I was like, who the hell's
Well-
trying to stab me?
No, well, she
Right,
was.
yeah, I
no,
know
yeah, no. She was one of the
The
silk
other guy.
strands who like came out of the shadows and totally backstabbed one of those. So now the circle is complete, and you have the opportunity to do her a solid.
Alright. One of you two move out of the way. Cool.
Just gonna get back up in here. Just confused as all hell.
Alright,
So-
what do I got?
So Cedric knows in character that Merrick and the Silk Strands negotiated with the cultists for free passage through their territory in order to make their way to the Belmar estate, which is what this whole thing started, the inheritance. So he puts 2 and 2 together and figured that he was traveling with her maybe through these tunnels. They caught her stealing and was stabbed by Merrick and somehow escaped his clutches, still bleeding with a grievous wound.
Alright, with my herbalism kit and the plants I have on me, is it possible in any way to make some kind of maybe like disinfectant or anything?
Good question. So as a druid, you're proficient in the herbalism kit, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you can make an herbalism check. I believe that's wisdom, maybe. I don't know what.
That's what I assumed, so that's what I put it as.
Yeah, so just roll. We'll see if you're good enough. 9. I mean, you're able
God,
to
my
make a.
rolls are shit today.
We'll say you make a minor bandage.
Alright, cool, perfect.
All right.
Take that. Get on there. Alright, you. And I point at
Slows-
Lorian.
slows the bleeding.
Get this other side and help me crank it down.
Okay. All right. I proceed to help crank.
We're getting this thing as tight as we can.
All right. All right.
You said it's where, like, on her stomach or something? Arm, shoulder, I don't know.
Stomach. Her guts are pouring.
Well, not. No, we gave her a healing potion. Her.
Oh, well, it
Okay,
stopped.
well,
it.
if
she's
you're pouring out,
bleeding.
I'm gonna put him back in.
I'm thinking we're.
No,
Never
there was blood pouring out, not intestines.
Alright, cool. Then yeah, crank that down. Get that as tight as we can. Tie it off.
All right, Falmanar, make a perception roll, please.
Got you. Shit.
Okay, so even with a 6 you notice something and you don't notice other things, but with a 6 you notice a necklace actually resting upon this strange artifact here, and I'm gonna send you a picture of that. It is resting upon there,
Oh my.
and it has a very slight magical aura, but very slight.
Mm-hmm.
Make an intelligence roll on that too, as well. And if you show it to the other people, in the room, which they might be a little too busy to see it right now, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just standing here.
Oh, Foul used his think meats.
Feel like I'd be able to do
Falminar, although you haven't been here IRL, your character has been through some of the information, and you put 2 and 2 together and realize that necklace is the holy symbol for Gonadar, also known as that which lurks, also known as the Lord of Slime, also has several other monikers, but the cultists which reside in the outpost which you traversed actually worship that which lurks, and this is the symbol of that.
Oh. So, okay, I'm gonna show this to Sandros.
Okay. He also puts 2 and 2 together and realizes this is a symbol of Gonadar, the Ancient One. That's another moniker he goes by.
Okay. I'll hold on to it for the time being, and I'll show it to the other 2 when they're less distracted.
Okay. Very good. You can put that in your inventory.
Alright.
Got you.
I'll continue with what I'm doing, and after getting that as high as you can, help stop the bleeding.
The bleeding
well
is
as disinfect.
the bleeding is significantly slowed. The damage is not undone, but the bleeding has significantly slowed. You bought her.
That was my
time.
goal.
Very
Next
good.
one. Okay. Cure wounds.
Okay.
But
Let me read the details on that. I always forget the details. Healing 10.
I
Okay.
put my hands on him.
That actually closed some of the wound. Not entirely, but you have significantly healed her. You may have even prevented it from being a grievous wound. So she may actually make it through if she's able to get to some temple or something.
Alright, I'm gonna be useless, but I can do.
Okay.
You
Everyone's getting
just,
heals.
You probably just saved a significant character's life, though. Just putting that out there.
Alright, we're all gonna feel great for a little bit. Well, probably, hopefully forever, but whatever.
Okay.
She's still bleeding a lot?
No, she's only
Or
bleeding.
she's like good to go, but
tiny bit.
is she still like
I
messed up?
mean, she's not ready to do jumping jacks, but she's not like dead.
Is she
She's
going to
stable.
die anytime soon?
She's not as good as Nim, let's put it that way. And Nim is not doing so great.
Oh.
She's not.
Like, you probably want to get her medical attention.
She's not dying anytime soon. Let's put it that way. She was going to
Alright,
die
cool.
soon, but you've definitely prevented that from happening. So you did a good job with that. You put a significant amount of spells and materials into that. That's good.
Okay,
Up on my shoulder, let's go.
let's go back to the dry room.
So she goes
Can-
with you.
Yeah. Lay her down on this cot here.
Did anybody check
Bob.
this wasn't here?
That's what I'm gonna do right now, actually. While they're doing that, I want to check this statue out, see if I could read this as well.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. Let me roll intelligence on that because it's not in your dialect, so to speak.
Oh boy, here we go.
Not quite my tempo.
So right off the bat, you can see that the sculpture is a drow man standing with his arms crossed. With the 12, you actually do fairly well. It says, Kalinar the Exalted slayed the Silent One with the God's Bane, 1251 DR. So what you gather from that is this man actually killed a god.
This is a god killer.
So he was
what?
level 20 is what you're saying.
I don't understand.
It seems that all of these statues have to do somewhat with religion and, if not the killing of it physically. The first statue that we saw was killing missionaries. This man literally killed a god.
So all right.
Neat.
Sandro, intelligence roll, please. 11. Good enough. You recall that the crystals that protruded from the ground in Port Firth were targeting the Cathedral of Lathander, and you also see the connection that there were otherworldly crystals being used freely in the cultist outpost. Putting two and two together, you realize that this cult is probably pretty not cool with other religions and perfectly cool with slaying them. And the fact that they have sculptures heralding people who have accomplished legendary feats like slaying gods and killing all missionaries in a certain plane of existence, that they're all about killing other competitors to their deity. And they have a very powerful means to do so with otherworldly crystals.
Sandra just has a fucking like brain blast over here. Just. I don't think we should open that portal over there.
Neither do I. I'm gonna head back to the other statue because I passed it, but I never actually like read that one either. So
I'm picking up the flower while he does this and bringing it back from. Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
flower?
I left the flower in the hand.
The
of
one
that
that was
guy
in the
over there.
hand over here.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because I just didn't even think about it. You know, I just.
Oh, and just needless to say, this statue also has on the palm one of those life symbols on one palm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do these four circles all have the symbols as well?
They do. I'm gonna take a 1 minute break to take a leak. So I just drank a whole bottle of ale. You guys can talk amongst yourselves, and then we'll pick up in character in 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, I'm so
Mic off.
tired.
I think that we should each of us stand on a circle and somebody put the flower in the hand of the statue.
Does Rad know that his microphone is muted?
That's a good question. Red. Hello, gamer.
I messaged. I don't know what happened there.
They might be doing something real fast.
Okay.
You're back.
I am back.
Oh, Red Dead came out on the fucking PC last
Yes, it
week.
But
did.
it's been
Forgot
up
about
for a
that.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's an update tomorrow or today. But if you want to get Red Dead, I literally have like a whole group of friends that play it.
Yeah, I just need to save money.
Okay. Yeah, it's no problem.
I was
But,
DM'd. Was I needed?
We're just making sure you're still there.
Oh, yeah. I had to go do fire thing.
Ricky, Merry Christmas.
What'd you just say to me?
I said Merry Christmas. I know what
Merry
I'm getting.
Christmas. Oh.
Not if he gets it first.
Love of
Mic on.
I'm back. Just to
Welcome
clarify,
back.
that was a nice tall boy with some strong ale too, not like one little bottle. All right.
At least you didn't take the microphone with you
Not this time.
this time.
Not this time.
This
But it
Jesus
could have
fucking
added
Christ.
a lot of immersion to this rushing water over here in the dungeon.
Oh
You know
my
I like
God.
my ambient sounds. Okay.
I know
go
you're
ahead.
really, really proud of your bodily functions. So
I
anyway,
haven't heard any ambience yet.
I know I
that's
fucked
true.
up this
I
one.
haven't.
Well, is he going to the
Just
bathroom?
use the theater of the mind, okay? Theater of the mind.
Okay, theater of my. All right. So hey guys, I'm
Yeah?
gonna try something.
Okay.
What?
I put the flower in the hand of this statue.
Oh, I
Which
get
statue?
you.
This statue. I stand
Okay.
here. Yay! Yeah. Cedric, would you?
I'm trying to make sure she doesn't frickin' die.
Oh, well,
She's on a bed. She'll be fine.
She's lying on the bed.
She'll be fine.
I don't want her to die anytime soon. I'm also messed up. I will fix that.
Just give it just one moment. Just one moment.
So you gotta stand on these things.
All right, Archimus, can you step off of your pillar, please? Do the doors stay open?
Whoa!
The room came
So this one, hold on. So this door actually opens when you do that. Yes.
So this door stays
this one is closed over here, and this one is closed over here, and this one is open, and this one is
Alright.
open, and this one is open.
Okay, everybody, everybody come in the dry room.
So all like the NPC, everybody that's in the main room can.
Yeah, everybody come in the dry room.
We can't move those. DM.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Yep.
So many NPCs.
I know.
But I better start killing people. I'm kidding.
I got you.
Okay.
Rampage.
Okay, Cedric, you can go back to your patient now. Somebody hog tie and gag Captain Fuckwit, please.
I got you.
He says, I can tell you more about these cultists if you just leave me ungagged.
Well, I'll ungag you later, and then you can tell us about that later. But I know you can cast spells, and we're gonna take some nappy time. I suggest you rest as well as best you can.
He doesn't reply.
Hit him.
No, just gag him and hog tie him.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty tied already. You can just gag him.
All right, here you gag him.
Gag him.
Gag him and lay him down.
All right, we're gonna put him over in this corner right here, I guess.
Oh, we should just drop him on one of the plates.
What if he rolls off and holds us for ransom?
We'll
Yeah.
put a rock on top of him.
That's a valid point. I mean, that's a valid point. You're basically giving all of your lives into the hands of a tied-up man.
Well, I'm not stupid. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
no, we're
hey,
not- no, we're
let's
not
keep
gonna do
people
that.
on watch.
We're not gonna do that. We're gonna have watch rotations.
Something else to consider. If you kill him, that's one less pressure plate to be used.
What?
If you kill him, that's one less pressure plate to be used, because
Yeah.
the man must be alive to be used for a pressure plate.
Yeah. So, all right. Those of us that must cast, I think, should probably rest first.
Dibs on that other cot.
I mean, I just need a short rest to be all set and ready to go. But
Yeah, I only need to rest for 4 hours, so I'll take the second watch.
I mean,
I want to take a freaking nap.
Ain't no
think
nap.
we
That's a
all
good night's
just-
rest.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so who's going where and what's happening?
I'm at the cot.
I am
I'll take
resting.
first watch.
Cool.
I'll take second, and then the elf can take the last ones.
So who is incapacitated right now?
So here,
Cedric, Sandro.
I'm
Lorian.
gonna go sit on the
I'm gonna-
I'm gonna sit
Lorian
in
is
the
in-
corner, face the wall, and just
Wait.
go to sleep.
Well, I do my meditation rest, for 4
Yeah,
hours.
because you're full of, right?
So
Yeah,
first
I'm
of
a full
all,
elf.
first of all, it is not a successful rest, and second of all, Starry is really not doing super well to wait that long, and she has a lot to say about that that relic thing in the other room.
Oh, okay.
So she's saying that there is a way to get it to Port Firth, and she's seen them do it before. She's seen them do it when she passed through. They loaded a shipment through to Port Firth,
Does she
We
know
can
how
leave right now.
exactly? they
but
did
she
it?
does not. She does not know how.
Well,
So
And she could survive a night theoretically.
so we can't
I
do
don't
an
know if I'm
hour
gonna do
short
that.
rest?
You can make the attempt for sure.
do an hour short
a
rest.
short
I mean,
rest.
that could be literally just me tending with her wounds.
Yeah,
I
you
got
do nothing
all
more
the stops
strenuous
right
than
now.
Eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds.
So during the short rest, I'm pulling all the stops like
So okay, so you
Getting
guys
some warm
attempt a short rest, and when you do, something happens. I need you all to roll initiative.
Okay.
Man.
I'd be meditating, so I don't know if that affect like if I'd have a worse initiative, but like I.
Well, you
have to,
hear
like,
goddamn rest.
you hear Beatrice
Oh,
scream.
jeez.
You hear Beatrice scream.
If I have to cast another spell, I swear to God.
What?
Fuck that skeleton.
How?
You have a black ooze coming from the ceiling. Now, I need you all to roll an intelligence roll real quickly. I need you to roll an intelligence roll real quickly.